Yeah, g'day YouTube. It's been a while since I've done a garden update. Just been busy with non-garden related stuff like fencing and other building related stuff. But yeah, just thought I'd bring a quick one just to show almost the first day of winter in Melbourne. So just starting to get ready for a few frosts. So before I put up all the ugly frost covers, I just thought I'd do a quick tour. So the dragon fruit grew a bit in its first season in the ground, but I learned a lesson about hail. We had hail that was quite big hail. No one's seen it in this area for some people lived here for 30 years and they haven't seen hail that size, and it really knocked around the dragon fruit, and where it's taken the tips off, it's sort of making them curl up at the end. The main stems were unaffected, but all the new growth really copped it. So I learned a lesson there, that next time there's large hail forecast, I'll cover that one up. Yeah, there's not much fruit action that happens at this time of year, but blueberries are starting to flower. We should get a lot of fruit off these this year, in their second year, just in a few raised beds. And the eggplant has hung on longer in this front yard because the warm brick wall, we've still got quite a few on them. So we should be eating them right through till about August or so. But everything else had a pretty good growing season. The cherry guava tripled in size. Pretty happy with that. Got quite a bit of fruit off it. There's still some fruit on it. Some of it's got hail damage, but it's still got a pretty hard skin, so still edible. This dwarf blood orange got about 8 fruit on it. You can see some hail damage there, but I cut one last week and cut it open and it wasn't red at all. It was just looked like a normal orange inside. It tasted alright, but got this one from Garden World, so it should actually be a blood orange. But can anyone suggest why it was orange inside? Should I leave them on the tree longer, or yeah, it's a young tree, so I wasn't expecting any fruit this year, but it got quite a bit. But yeah, none of it's got the red inside yet, so I'll leave it on a few more weeks and see what, test another one. So I've been squeezing in new garden beds wherever I can fit them, just for mints and herbs, and we've put in hundreds of garlic this year. Garlic seems to be pretty easy to grow, so this year we just put a lot in. Squeezed a few more beds in here, and got some garlic in that one, some lettuces in that one. This is where I've moved all the sensitive plants for the winter, just under a patio, and still putting on some new growth, which is surprising. Like this banana, still putting out new growth. The pomelo, same thing. But the surprise is the the yellow jaboticaba, which is doing great. Even in the light frosts we've had so far, it's still soldiered on, so very happy with that one. And I just put the wax jambu in a really big new pot. It seemed to be pot bound, but this really got affected by the hail. You can see it had so much new growth on it. It was the best looking tree that I had, but the hail, that one episode of hail just really smashed it. It smashed all the new growth off, put holes in even the older leaves, knocked all the growth off the tips. But the tree is still very healthy, so I've put it in these new large pots that I bought 10 of these at Bunnings. I haven't seen them before. They were really solid large pots, so I'll eventually put my mangoes and a few other things in those same size pots. Got various herbs and veggies in now. Plenty more garlic, as you can see. This grafted Wampy Pay variety has been out in about 4 frosts, unprotected. Not very heavy frosts, but we've got a heavy one coming tonight, so I'll cover it tonight while it's still a young tree like that. The longan hung on to 2 fruit. It had about 6, but 4 dropped, and you can see there, it hung on to 2 small fruit. It's the first year it's only been at my place for 1 year, so it's an air grafted tree, and it's putting out a new shoot down here, which is growing in the right direction. I put shade cloth around to sort of train it to grow out that side, because it helps protect the pond, and can't grow the other way because I have a walkway through there. And some more garlic through here, and beetroots. But yeah, this is a seedling Wampy, much more vigorous than the grafted one. It's going well, as is my biggest jaboticaba, Sabara. It's put on quite a lot of growth. It's only been at my place for a year. And the snow peas are doing well. Here we started growing Sawtooth Coriander next to the pond, just to see if it liked humidity, and it's been through all these frosts and some really cold nights. I think the lowest we got down to was 1 degree Celsius, and they all kept growing quite well, so looks like that's the permanent spot where we're going to keep growing this Sawtooth Coriander. The red Sawtooth mulberry went in the ground about this time last year, and it's probably quadrupled in size. It was just a postage delivered plant from Daly's. Very strong looking tree so far. So is the bacon avocado. Not sure why it's putting on flowers, putting out flower buds this early. is that, if anyone can tell me if that's normal, but it's putting out quite a lot of flower growth. The hash next to it is same thing, as putting out a bit of a few flower buds, but it's still loaded with fruit, which is all hidden sort of underneath. About 40 or 50 on there. It's starting to get quite large now, some of them. You just keep mulching underneath. We've got about 100 persimmon off this tree this year. We're down to the last one. He's hanging on over there. We don't seem to get any problems with birds here. We didn't get a single fruit attacked by anything on this one. And I'm going to pull out this nectarine. It's reached at the end of its life, I think. I've tried to silicon up a few holes where for the last few years where these ants were getting in, and eating out the center of the tree. You could see a lot of sawdust underneath, and after looking into it, realised that they only live for about 15 years. So that's coming out, and we're going to put another persimmon right there, and I'm going to relocate a dwarf persimmon where that sugarcane is at the moment. So this will sort of be a bit of a persimmon corner. So they're quite an expensive fruit. So thought putting 3 here makes sense. These dwarf lemons in the pot went berserk this year. Probably more than we need. Just two plants. I'm just covered in them. I ordered 3 more coffee plants yesterday after just watching the progress of this one. It's a Arabica plant. I just put it next to the fridge, outdoor fridge, because it's a bit warm, but it seems to be quite hardy, so I ordered another 3. I'll put them in various shady spots around the garden. I just moved the mangoes under the patio, and it's still hanging. I think this is a Bowen. It's still hanging on to the fruit. It copped a nice whack from a few hailstones, but it's still on the tree. So getting to be a nice size, and even since it's been undercover, the tree itself's putting out new growth. And this one just hang on to one fruit after the hailstorm knocked off hundreds of them. And I've just made a new sugarcane bed, because we're removing the sugarcane in the corner for one of the persimmons. So we cut some sugarcane off that a few weeks ago, and just amended the soil in a little patch here, and it's going to act as a windbreak for all the tropicals that are eventually going to go in the ground. More bananas and a few mangoes in front of the house, which is really protected. So this little sugarcane bed will also help protect the tropicals. The asparagus is starting to die off now, but I'm leaving that in as a windbreak for the wampy and the Jaboticaba. So I'll wait till I've put a front gate up, which will block a lot of the wind. But until I've put that gate up, I'll leave this in as a bit of a buffer. And these are 3 new garden beds I put in. This one is a giant Avocado. I've had it for about just under a year. This is going to be some more garlic, various veggies, and that's a Guava. So I think it's going to lose its leaves over winter, but it'll come back nicely. It's got a nice trunk on it there. So I've got 2 feijoa. This is the larger one. It's been in the ground almost a year, and it's given us our first fruit. Only 2, but the fruit part of this garden's only a year old, a year and a few months. So in about 5 years' time, it should be producing a lot of fruit. We just got some beetroot in here. We've always got something growing underneath. Some more beetroot, some broccolini. I just brought this last week. It's a Inground worm farm. So you just bury it. It's about 400 mil or 40 centimeters long, and then you add 500 compost worms, and then you put on top of that your clippings and things, and it's supposed to go through 1.5 to 2.5 kilo of waste every week. So I buried one of them in just to see how it does. And if that works well, I'll put about 3 or 4 of them in. Got some more garlic this year, and I'll pull out this apricot tree when it loses its leaves and relocate that to the front yard, because it's a bit too crowded in here. Got a plum, the persimmon, the apricot. I think the apricot's the one that's going to go, and I'll put bury another compost worm farm station there. Yeah, a few months ago we brought some lychee and some longan to eat, and just as an experiment I kept 5 seeds and 1 longan seed, and the rest were lychee, and tried growing them by the windowsill through the colder weather, and they're doing great. It's got this drink container watering attachment. Just give them a squirt every now and again, and they're really going well. So I'm not sure what I'll do with them. I might bonsai 1 or 2 and pot the rest out. And so this is my only novelty tree. It's never going to have fruit, but I just thought I'd leave it inside the house over winter, move it out every spring, summer, and bring it back in winter. It's about a metre tall, a little bit more, and it's a durian, and it's been in here for about 2 months, month and a half, through some cold snaps, and never seen one before, so I have no idea if it's doing well or not doing well, but it's got some new growth on it, and if it can get through this winter, then it can get through the next winters. And yeah, I'll just have this, not expecting to get any fruit ever, but just as a novelty indoor plant. yeah, I just think it's a good thing to have. If you notice the cat on the fence before with the funny paint on it, it's the reason I had to paint that is it looks into the kitchen, and my wife didn't like a black cat looking in to the kitchen, so I transformed it into a black and white cat with a smiley face, which is much more uplifting. Yeah, good morning guys, it's the morning after and we did get a frost. Not a huge one, but I didn't protect all the trees, I just protected the avocado and the dragon fruit. So we'll see how the others fared. The giant Guava, Wampy, and the Jaboticaba. So we'll see how they go. A bit of ice on the strawberries. But I just protected the avocado because for some reason they've got early flower buds on them. So just gave them a bit of protection. But everything else doesn't look too bad. Thanks for watching. Cheers.